Hi all! If you decided to buy a house or an apartment in Germany, it is quite important to also consider some future costs. For example, very important point in Germany, insurances. If you are going to own a house or an apartment, you would basically have three main types of insurances that are not obligatory by law, but are really recommended to have. Number one, Wohngebäudeversicherung, so called in German. It's a building insurance. Number two, Hausratversicherung. Insurance covering the interior, all your property you have inside of the house, and also further belongings like cash and bicycles and stuff like that. And insurance number three, Haftpflichtversicherung, liability insurance. Just to mention as a disclaimer for this video, all the examples and costs that I will show you are based partially on my own experience and partially on the researches that I used to do on the internet. So it doesn't mean that the costs are actual and will be exactly the same for your case and the conditions. You want to check definitely by yourself on the internet and choose whatever contractual conditions are best fitting for your needs. I just want to give you a first impression, just to introduce to you what is offered, what you're going to expect, and what are the related costs. For all types of insurances, a good website would be Check24, just to see what are the options and what are the price differences. Wohngebäudeversicherung covers all kind of damage caused by thunderstorm, water damage, fire, but it's important to know that it only covers damage caused to the building itself and not to the property inside of the building. Could be your main house, could be a garden house included, could include the garage, and obviously damage caused by wild animals included in some cases. The price depends on the square meters of your property, the location of your property, whether you have a cellar or not, whether you have additional solar on your roof, and so on. So you can add all these factors on the website Check24 and see the offers. For example, I tried with an example with 100 square meters house, one family house, and you get the result between 170 and 450 euros per year, depending what is included. Hausratversicherung. By basic definition, this insurance covers damage caused by thunderstorms, lightnings, water damages, and damage caused by someone breaking into your place. But there are a lot of variations that you can add. For example, you can add stolen your cash or even the money from your money card. You can add fraud via internet. For example, if you purchased something and it was never delivered or delivered with damage, all kind of these additional things. I was quite surprised to know, but those can be also added into your Hausratversicherung. How the insurance price is calculated, it's based obviously on the square meters of your property and the region where it's located, and there is an average amount, for example 650 euros per square meter. That would be the basic calculation, and if you have some special particularly valuable interior, or if your interior is less than, in your opinion, than this value, so you can obviously adjust the amount. If you store a lot of diamonds and gold and cash in your place in value higher than 30,000 euros, you must store those in a closed safe. Otherwise, not the full value will be compensated. Very good to know that Hausrat insurance doesn't only include damage that happens directly inside the house or apartment, but it also covers worldwide damage happens to your property. For example, if something is stolen when you are on the trip, it will be compensated. If, for example, you have a surfboard and you store it somewhere on the seaside far away, it will also be compensated. But obviously such kind of things have to be added in each individual case to your contract. Also your bicycles would be covered in addition, so not per default insurance, but you always have an option to add, depending how expensive your bikes are. And the bikes can be also stored outside of your house, on the street. The main things to ensure that you have a lock also on your bike all the time. It's really important to get this Hausrat insurance, and it's quite an interesting one, and you want to check all the particular options and find what is best for your situation. And the last, also very important insurance to have, Haftpflichtversicherung, liability insurance. It's also not required by law, but very recommended to have. This insurance, unlike the other ones, covers usually the damage that you caused yourself to somebody else or somebody else's property. This insurance is also very useful if you are not owning a house or an apartment, but if you are renting a place, then you definitely want to have this liability insurance to cover any damage caused to this rented apartment. I had this experience in Munich once when I was renting. You might cause even a little scratch on the floor and they might charge you several hundreds of euros for that. So very good to have this liability insurance. There are other things that are included in your liability insurance that I even didn't know myself. For example, if you lose a key and you have to break into your apartment, these costs are also covered, and in Munich it can be several hundreds of euros that you have to pay, and your liability insurance will cover that. And very useful if you own a drone, for example, you can also add to your liability insurance any damage caused by your drone, and also any damage caused by a vehicle that does not require its own liability insurance. For example, if you have a bicycle and you caused any damage riding a bike, you can also get money back from the liability insurance. When you are owning a house, you will also have to pay several taxes in Germany, for example, Grundsteuer, which also depends on the size of your property and the location. So I'm gonna cover these additional costs in some of my future videos. If you have any questions about any kinds of insurance at all, please let me know. And thank you very much for watching.